Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Browns and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a very loud and a very sold-out Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Straight ahead, we punch the second of two tickets to the AFC title game, and we got a great one in store, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
And what a great game that was to watch last week, because he put on a show in the wild card round with 5 touchdown passes. So if you ever want to see what a hot quarterback looks like, watch that tape. Let's see if that same hot quarterback shows up in this one.
Throwing to start the drive. Norton. And incomplete to open things up. But Charles, you think about their impressive record, and then you look on the screen and see some of these injuries. That makes what they've done all that more impressive.
And when one of their starters or one of their key guys can't play, they miss him, but they just say, get well. We'll hold the fort until you get back, and the next person steps up into that void. This team has done a nice job all year long. No excuses, just performance.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Norton. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 5. Back to throw. Norton. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Logan. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Open man is Ross, complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Norton. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Norton. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Bengals grab it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest. And I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one. Because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
And he fires one incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Back to throw. Gibbons. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And his throw here is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
Well, Charles, it's early, but that's a key third down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away, turns over the offense. They just pick up a nice first down there. Maybe it's time to think about taking a shot at the end zone because it looks like the field goal is almost assured.
Operating from the gun, Gibbons. Complete to Jones. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great effort there. 26 yards.
And the Bengals are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of a ball game. How about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? A little on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoffs. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
It becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon.
taken in at the 22.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive.
They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On first down, Cox. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here is 3rd and 5.
Operating from the gun, Givens. And that will be incomplete. The Browns D locked in on 3rd down, brings up 4th.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So a touchdown on their opening drive and 3 more here, and it adds to their first quarter lead.
Yeah, everything's going according to plan so far because the offense has moved the ball, defense able to do their job, and here the special teams unit comes through with their contribution. A field goal to make it 10-zip.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland.
They're forced to play catch-up early in this division round game as they search for a seat in the AFC Championship round. He's got the hook up here to Nelson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll look to throw again. Flush to his right. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Looking to throw. Norton. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 12-yard line. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Operating from the gun, Norton. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A 12-yard touchdown run.
And the Browns have got it back to within a score.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits were on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They'll run on first down. It's Cox, and he's got some space here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
51 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup.
Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7.
Operating from the gun. Gibbons. He's got it.
And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, I know defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On the move to his left. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away as his guys are able to extend their lead. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Norton. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Back to throw. Norton had his hands on it but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down. Looking to throw. Norton. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And it won't be a pick six, but he will have his guys set up at the 2-yard line. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we?
And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
Little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Norton. He finds Ross. Right side. It's complete. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Back to throw. Norton. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Norton able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Back to throw again. He finds his man. Complete. That's Holland.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Nelson. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now a give right side. Alexander. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. We often give credit to the O-line. There, two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw. Norton. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Bengals will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Operating from the gun, Givens. The left side completion to Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll look to throw now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down.
Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
The slot man in motion right.
Second and 1. On the slant, he'll get it to Jones.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 24-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Back to throw now on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Cox. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Second down and a yard.
And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here. So they don't even need to run a second down play. Give them the first.
And typically when we see this jumping, isn't it usually third down, fourth down? They got them on second down. I think that's a lack of discipline.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Givens. This is caught. Touchdown. From 10 yards out.
And the Bengals continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with a Bengals score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. He completes it to Nelson. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now a play fake here on first down.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This fourth and final matchup on this divisional round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. 27-21, your final. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Bengals offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jones. It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
64 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cox. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
From the gun on 3rd down. Gibbons. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And did he get the feet down? Yes. Touchdown. A great play there. 35 yards. And the Bengals have opened the lead up to 30.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Throwing to start the drive. Norton, he finds his man, complete. It's Alexander. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Now a handoff up the middle. Alexander. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
From the gun on 3rd down, Norton.
And he will slide down, but a penalty marker down, and this may be all for naught.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
Throwing to start the drive. Gibbons caught by Jones. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
34-yard line.
Off the play fake. Gibbons. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Gibbons.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
I know I'm an old defender, but I've got to give credit where credit's due. That was smart play calling right there on 3rd and 4. They didn't need to do too much. Just let their guy get out there and sit down in the zone. And they hit him for the completion for the 1st down.
Back to throw. Gibbons. And Jones has it over the middle. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down.
Number 6 brings up 2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line.
Looking to throw. Gibbons. A quick throw, but incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
He finds his man, complete. It's Cox. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Operating from the gun. Gibbons.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further.
I got to think at this point, 3rd quarter, if you're able to hold on to the ball, get 3 at the end, that's all you're looking for.
I would agree with that because right now, this is a job well done by them. In fact, it's almost time for handshakes, a little dap on the sidelines, maybe even start to discuss post-game plans. And for the guys who haven't played yet, go ahead and get loose. Your time is now.
Another opportunity now for the Browns offense. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Operating from the gun. Norton. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That was a good effort there trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Throwing to start the drive. Gibbons. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on third down. And the slot man goes in motion left. From the gun on third down. Givens being chased out. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up fourth down. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And it's fielded at the 34. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10.
Cleveland offense making their way out. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Back to throw. Norton. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Nelson's got it here right side. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. The D brought the house, they called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 78 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the 2nd half, you've got the lead, you're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard.
Looking to throw. Givens. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Bengals are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
And the Browns getting set to go.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Throwing to start the drive. Norton got a man open. It's Ross. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Back to throw. Norton firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Norton. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down, Norton. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And his kick here is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
92 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend.
Right back to him on 1st down. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
2nd down and 4.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cox. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now 2nd and 9.
Up the middle they go. It's Cox. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Here's 3rd and 7.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Cox.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st.
defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And this one is no good. He missed it. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. Throwing to start the drive. Norton. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Operating from the gun. Norton. Open man is Ross, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard.
Operating from the gun. Norton. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Call it a gain of a yard. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra play.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.